So welcome to my new friends and welcome to my old friends as well. I'm so happy, oh my goodness, that you are here and that you're letting me read your cards. Again, we're doing kind of like a live session, so we're just gonna go through this. It's just been hard for me to upload, so this is a little easier. And it's still a lot of fun. So this is the pile 1, this is pile 2, and this is pile 3. All right, let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. Close our eyes, clear our head, ignore the little gentle noise in the background. And now as we exhale and open our eyes, choose whichever pile draws you to it. All right, let's do this. All right, we're gonna move group 1, group 2 over there. We're gonna do that was group 2. We're gonna pretend that you are just seeing this, so I can't actually edit. So we're just gonna go with it. All right, so and this is the 2 energies that are very strong energies this week. All right, so we have the unleash your kindest self, and that's the first quarter moon in Capricorn. And it's also like, I can see that it has the chakra that has the second chakra right there. If you can actually tell, you can't really tell that well, but it's okay. Trust me, it's there. So it's also like your kindest self. I also feel like creativity will play a big role in there. Actually, maybe that is actually not that might be actually the third chakra, which is confidence coming through. Yeah. I'm beginning to think that is what I'm seeing here. So it's actually your third chakra. So that's your solar plexus. So that is all about confidence, being good and listening. And that's, I actually think, connecting to your intuition there. So when I see you're unleashing your kind of self, and that can definitely mean towards others, but I feel like it's also kind of self towards yourself. So if you're feeling like, this week you're feeling a bit out of sorts, and that's the kind of feeling I'm getting, like you're feeling out of sorts in different things where maybe confidence level isn't there, or you're just kind of like just can't say it, like confused maybe, or your things are like, things aren't going quite right. Give yourself a breather. This is just that kind of a week to say. But look at this also, like, concentrate on friendship. So let's see what this says. So fairies and humans alike need friends. Now is the time to seek out those who will support and encourage you in your journey to fulfill your dreams. Yes. So calling on friends, especially when you're feeling a bit out of sorts, that also might be just needing some time to spend time with others. It's a beautiful thing. If you don't, if you haven't reached, gotten to that point where, you're like, oh, you don't really have that, that's okay. That might be something you might want to kind of put out there. Or what I usually do is, so I always have trouble with friendship. It's just one of those things that I have. But then somehow, through YouTube, I actually found 2 awesome, like, I've found many people that I just are totally awesome. But I can, like, friends that I consider very, very deep friends for me, like soul family friends. So I didn't know that at all, that would be how I would come about. So what I'm saying here, and this is what I'm saying, is if you haven't found that yet, be open in terms of looking in different ways, especially because as we get older, it's harder for us to find friends. It's not easy like it used to be in school, right? So be on the lookout for, like, people that share connections with you in different areas. So it could be just somebody who maybe likes to do, I don't know why I'm saying like yoga or meditation, or maybe like arts and crafts. So be on the lookout for them. I just feel like that's something that's also taking care of yourself this week. So yeah, I feel like nourishing is important this week. Okay, we have, this is the Tarot energy, we have the Devil energy, we have the 8 of Cups, and then we have the 4 of Pentacles, and then we have the 6 of Pentacles. Oh, very beautiful energy. I know this Devil card is like, but I feel like, look at what you're doing. You're walking away from this Devil energy. So this is like, For me, the devil energy is always like old habits that we need to be breaking. And I feel like it's, yeah, look at this. I wanted you to see that because it just felt like they were kind of echoing each other. So being your kindest self, right? Unleash your kindest self is also like maybe walking away from people, habits, thoughts that are not working for you, that may have worked for you in the past. They had their time, but now you're moving on. And I feel like it's echoing because you're being the kindest self to yourself. I feel like that's the kindest thing you can do. And it makes you a bit sad because the Eight of Cups is always like a little bit sadness there. Because we're letting go of something we're so used to, right? And it causes us to have that. But look at that. So I want you to see that very much. You're walking away from this devil energy. I almost feel like for some of you, I feel like that's the, that nagging, like, I always call it the nagging voice in your head that tells you that you're not good enough. I think you're walking away from that. You're like, yeah, no, we're good. We are. We may not get it right away. We may not be there right now. We haven't reached our climax, but we're good where we are. And I think you're growing because of this. I also feel the growth is there because we go from the Four of Pentacles to the Six of Pentacles. And so this is an important factor here for those of you who are worrying about money. It's sort of like a balance of giving and taking, right? A giving and taking here. That balance is the Six of Pentacles. So if you're feeling very much necessitated, like money is like an issue where you're grabbing on. I'm not saying you have to like donate money, but you have to donate maybe time, being there for somebody. It's sort of like instead of being in a closed off spirit, you're in a giving spirit. And it's also when you open the hand to give, but you're also opening the hand to receive. So that's an important energy here. You go from, look at this, I have to say, like from the devil energy to this Eight of Cups, which means you're moving away from it, from feeling like, oh, you're gonna have to hold on to that side tight to something, to like, no, I can give. And then there's finally the giving and receiving energy. And I actually want to say, like, to those of you who have been donating to the channel, thank you so much. It's really kind of you. I just feel like, oh my goodness, this is like giving sense. I forgot to say it at the beginning. Hopefully they're watching this and they feel it, because I'm just really grateful. But that's also something that I like to do. I want to give right back. So there's this thing. So if you're feeling like you've been kind of holding tight, then give. If you've been feeling like you've been giving too much and not receiving anything, then I would say, you're like, oh my goodness, receive. That means to me that there is, because there's always receiving, then you might be saying no. So maybe it's an offer, compliment is an offer of like, oh, like a way of thanking you, and right away you say no. So what happens here with energy exchanges, as I see it, is that sometimes there's no direct line, but rather like somebody else answers something you've given, then the receiving comes from somebody else. But we're not always open to that, just because we're like, oh, we're in a state of like worry, I guess, about money, I guess, or other things, because this could be in terms of, it does have a financial essence to it, but it could also be like, especially like love and caring, being there for others as well. We do have this for love is unexpected. So something unexpected is coming in terms of love, something that is like something exciting that's coming for you. And then we have something that is also unexpected here. It's funny because this is for love, but then there's like, this is the hidden aspect that you're not waiting. There's some sort of victory that awaits, and I feel that's the victory of over all these past like negative thinking or whatever habits that we have, those past, the devil energy, where we feel like we have lost control, but then we realize, no, we can walk away. We have the option of letting go. And it's also like the sense of scarcity versus having like feeling abundant, and that's the energy here we have. So victory waits for you. I do want to see what fortune you have. I also want to see sorry, I have so many different things I want to see for you, but first let's see what advice you have for the week. So what advice do we have for the week? Okay. This one just doesn't want to come out. Okay, there we go. Let's see. Let's see what advice you have for the collective of group one this week? It's sadness. Okay, we're sadness. So your heart is grieving at this time both for what is and what couldn't be. Embrace your valuable tears and allowing them to heal you. And so the sadness is this, that 8 of Cups. You know that it's something that you need to let go of, whatever this devil. It could be for some of you, it actually might be where you're like in a relationship and you're like, this is toxic, it's not good, and so you're walking away. It could be, well, old habits, right? For me, I love sugar. I'm trying to get rid of my sugar addiction. I have a very strong sugar addiction, but I know it's not good for me. And so this is something that I'm going to walk away from. I'm, doing something with it. So there is a sadness because I have to say sugar in many ways is when things are going tough or something, that is my go-to thing. That is sort of how I comfort myself a lot of the way. So there is sadness, but it is better because it is allowing me to heal. And it's also like when you don't have something, like you're using as almost like, I don't want to say that it's a crutch in a sense. Actually, we could say that it's a crutch. Instead of dealing with emotions, sometimes you just go to sugar. Chocolate or whatever it is, and it makes, it just gives you that little perk. It's like, oh, it's a little treat, but when you become addicted to it, that's no good, right? So I accept that. I know that it'll probably be like a bit sad because I'm not going to be able to use that as a way to make myself feel better, but instead I will have something that's real, and I think that's a lot better. All right, let's see what fortune is coming for this week. You will gain confidence. Oh my goodness, and that's that. And remember, what is the key to all of this? Being your kindest self being the kindest self to others, but also to yourself, and then looking for friendship, looking for connections that I feel like that are healthier than this. So you will gain confidence, and that's actually in tune with everything that we have here. Thank you so much for being here, Group 1. I am so grateful. If you like this reading, please do consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. I'm just grateful that I got to read your cards, and I'm sending you so much love and so much light. Until I see you in the next one. Bye-bye, my dear friends. Okay, we're going to put everything away. Okay. These two. Okay. All right, we're ready for you, Group 2. Group 2. What's Group 2? Group 2 is full moon in Leo, and it's all about going in wild. Oh, I like this, actually. I like this energy a lot. So these are the two major energies this week. It's going wild. So what the wild means to me is all about having the courage to be you. And I know that sounds like a cliche, but it sort of is like, and it's also kind of having this power. I almost feel like wild in two ways, like letting yourself, so you've been maybe restricting yourself too much and just kind of going like, nope, let's have fun, sort of like that energy. But I also feel like there's an energy of like maybe you've been saying yes to a lot of things, like not that you want to, but just feeling like you have to say yes. And then so there's this wildness of saying no, like that the resonating of like your true self is like no. So I do feel like very powerful this week. So feel it, embrace the power in yourself here. And we also have this, the fairies come together. Let's see what it says. So fairies like to be busy and a group of them is showing you that many hands make light work. Working as a team helps get the job done. And this is interesting because it's I was reading a book about it, and it said something very similar. And it's sort of like probably for me as well, but it's like many hands make light work. So, and it's sort of similar to Group 1 in terms of like friendship coming together. Don't take it all on yourself. And this is not just like people, although people can definitely help you, but it almost feels like also like spirit is coming here, asking for help. It's like when you need help, ask for help. And I know that independent here is like, no, but I feel like the going wild is like accepting it. It's like, yes, I can do it. I can ask for help if I need it. Because just because I feel like you've been taking on too much. It really does feel like you've been like saying a lot of yes when you really want to say no. Two of Swords, we have 10. Oh, look at that, beautiful. We have this one. Oh my goodness. I love this, my friends. Look at this new beginning. So we feel like there's like, oh my goodness, there's a choice here, but I feel like there's really no choice. How do I say this? It's like you think there's a choice, but there really isn't. Your heart has already chosen something. So there's a sense of fulfillment, like twice, 10 of Cups, and then the Sun. So there's a sense of fulfillment coming through here. And the Fool. So it's beginning like a journey. It's beginning something completely new. I really want to say, I know I keep repeating this, but for some of you, I feel like that new journey is saying no to things. It's like, nope. It's also maybe a new journey of asking for help, because the 10 of Cups is sort of like when you come together with others as well. Sort of kind of a celebration here. And just fulfillment. But the Two of Swords, I actually want to let's clarify that, because it's actually kind of like, that's the only one I don't get. Like, why are you having a Two of Swords energy here when obviously there shouldn't be any Two of Swords at all? Yeah, because it just doesn't make sense. What are you confused about? It's like, why are you confused about when it's so obvious that there's something so awesome there? It's the 10 of Cups and the Sun and the Fool, and that's the like beginning. Should you begin something? Totally. So why is this Two of Swords doing here? What's this Two of Swords doing here? What's this Two of Swords doing here? 8 of Bats. Okay, look at that. Okay, what is this Two of Swords? I'm gonna, and the 8. Okay. So the 8 of Bats, which is the 8 of Swords, is your own thoughts are worrying. Your own limitations are like, oh my goodness, should I do this? Should I not do this? It's exhausting, my friends. And so I feel like you are trapping yourself. So if maybe you keep saying yes to other people, you keep saying yes to other people, but never yes to yourself, my friend. What is that about? How come? So I feel like it's going wild is allowing yourself to say no to others and yes to yourself. And the Page of Imps there, so I wanted to see what the two choices were, where you keep yourself all like tied up. I really do feel like that. You tie yourself up by like trying to hold yourself in, or do we kind of like start in and at our Page of Imps, which is the Page of Wands, which is all about passion, what we desire. It's almost like it's echoing the Fool energy. It's like, yes, let's go for, I almost want to say, a fun adventure. I'm like, oh, and I for me it feels like, yes, there's like company here with this, the Fool and the Page of Imps. It's sort of like, yes, there is help there also. Like, you're not alone on this beginning or in this journey is what I'm seeing here. You are alone here, and these are all your thoughts and worries, and so you tie yourself up, but really you're surrounded by love and by those who want to help you, whether you can see them or not. That's still there. So overall, I have to say, it's okay to say no to people, and also don't tie yourself up. Really, this week especially, follow that passion, follow that dream, whatever it is that you want to start, kind of start doing it. And ask for spirit or your guides to help you. That, I feel like that's a very strong thing here. Let's see what love is coming through. Oh, some sort of commitment might be coming for you this week in terms of love. What kind of commitment? And I don't know. It just feels like, but it does echo this 10 of Cups here, and then this Sun energy. So some sort of commitment for somebody. I feel like somebody flirting with you. It's sort of like where you just kind of are starting to, I don't know why the hands is so strong thing. So like touching, it's like, oh, okay. Yeah, okay. So it is that kind of helping hand, the commitment. So commitment can be, it's like you, like when you shake on something, that's like an acceptance. Like that's, I don't know why I'm saying that, but I feel like if you're shaking on something, it's like you're accepting the help. And I want to say that again, that's sort of the help of spirit as well. So commitment in terms of love. So if you've been looking for love, accepting maybe an offer that's being offered, but I also feel like accepting spirit helping you on this road here as well. And we also have adapt. And so one thing of like, this is the hidden aspect of this week, is learning to adapt. And that's, I kind of feel like this full energy too, and the Page of Wands as well, adapting to the change. changing, like circumstances do change, right? I feel like right now there's so much like beautiful potential here. But if you're stuck on in this eight of swords energy or two swords, you're gonna miss out on it. It's because it's better to make the decision of, I almost want to say making the decision of like, I decide that I'm going to be happy. This is something I want for myself, to be happy, to like to enjoy life. That could be a decision that you actually need to make. And I feel like that will free you a lot. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. All right, let's see what advice we have for the collective of group. 2 for this week. Spiral. So, because we are always ascending through our life path by way of our experiences, we never truly repeat the past. We do sometimes go through similar things to pick up any left out information. Examine your situation now. Okay, are you going through the same? Are you going through, and spirals for me, it's sort of like cycle. Are you going through a cycle where you feel like you have, like you're indecisive about different things, and you're kind of feeling stuck in this indecision, but really you can see that this choice is not really, it's like, look at all these things that await you if you do make that choice to allow yourself, first of all, to say no to others, to ask for help, whether spirit or people, doesn't, or spirit guides or whatever, or whether you're going to be stuck in this, like, nope, I have to go at it alone, I have to do everything by myself, like that. There's a difference. I don't know, I feel like I like option with the Fool and the Sun and the 10 of Cups. I like that. Accept the hand that's being offered, the help that's being offered. Let's see what fortune you have for this week. Things will cool down. Oh, I wonder if I actually want to get another one. And I feel like get back to nature. So yeah, maybe you need to spend a little bit of time in nature, because I feel like those two things are in nature. But cooling down, I feel like, well, for some of you it actually might be getting cool as we get into the fall time, but it also just feels like how do I want to say this, because when we have these thoughts, when we feel like we are in an eight of swords where we can't move, or like there's no way for us to, that's usually our thoughts. And I feel like those thoughts kind of heat up, if you know what I mean. I always reference like cycling thoughts, or what I call sort of like repetitive thoughts, where we just kind of keep having the same thoughts, and sometimes it spirals, and then it goes into like you kind of create a snowball out of like one thing. You're like, you start off with like an argument, and then you're like, this person's never gonna talk to me, or something like that, or we go from one thing to like something big, and that for me is like hot energy. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but I think cooling down is like slowing down. That's what I feel like. It's so slowing down. It's just like, okay, take a breather here. These are all thoughts, and then you're gonna recognize it. Instead, you're gonna kind of move forward here with this energy. So I feel this energy for you is beautiful for this week group too. You just have to see where your thoughts are, like wherever you're feeling like you're tying yourself up. And I often feel like that tying yourself up is saying a lot of yes to a lot of people. And the yeses are okay if you actually mean them, if you actually want to do them, versus like a yes where you're just like, oh, I feel like I'm obligated to do it. Not something that you really want to do, but you're just like, I feel obligated to do it. Versus coming from so in such cases, maybe a no would be better, especially if you're already, I feel like you're also tying yourself up with commitments that you are not really that interested in. So this for me is like going wild, is like saying no to things that you don't want to do, right? And saying yes to the things you do. And then this one is come together with those who are asking. But I feel like come together also with spirit and your spirit guides to make life easier for you, make it good for you, because you have potential for real happiness. And I feel like part of you is, I have to be honest, sometimes we are scared of that, of this, because it's still like a beginning for you. It's sort of like journey of like, can I follow my dreams? It seems like you can. It seems like spirit's even saying you should. but it's still scary because it's like you have to take that leap of faith here, and I feel like you can. And if you're feeling afraid of it, ask spirit or spirit guides for help. Okay, I'm gonna leave that for you for group 2. Thank you so much for being here. I hope this reading helps, and thank you so much. Give it a thumbs up if you like, and please consider subscribing. Until I see you in the next one, I give you so much love and so much light. Bye-bye, my dear friends. I'm sorry that's blurry. And forward we go to the next. Sorry that this is sort of the only way I can do it right now. But hopefully in the future we'll be able to do other forms of this too. So let's go on to group 3, my friends. Group 3. All right, so take a breather. Oh, I love this. Look at this. Arms wide open, receiving, ready to receive the moon. And this is a last quarter moon in Cancer. And we have celebration. So this is the overall energy for this week. Take the breather. You could even say it makes me want to take a breather too. Maybe you've been overactive in terms of like having to do a lot of different things, not just busy work, but I feel like also emotional. I'm almost feeling like, you've had a lot on your mind. And I feel like maybe this week is going to be a time for taking it easier, like for winding down a little bit. Celebration coming through here because we're celebrating something. So get ready to let your hair down and celebrate. It's time for you to go out, dance, play. An invitation could be on the way. Okay, so maybe somebody's gonna offer you to celebrate, and if that's not happening, then I suggest this week actually make time to celebrate. I actually saw this and I'm like, I kind of want to make my own time to celebrate. I'm like, I'm gonna do that actually. I want to celebrate something. Maybe I'll take you along with me in my little mini celebration of some kind. But what I really want to do is we can celebrate anything. Absolutely anything. It could just be like on Friday, you can celebrate that it's Friday. On the weekend, you can celebrate that it's the weekend. You can celebrate that, hey, you can even celebrate that's Monday. You can celebrate anytime you want. Celebrate you're done with Monday. Celebrate that it's a new beginning Monday. That you're willing and open for new things this week. I almost feel like that's the energy. I feel like you are open for new things. And so the universe brings that in for you. We have the 3 of Swords. I love how we say all those positive things, and then we have these energy of like, oh. That's okay. We're going to go with this because, first of all, even if this is the sword energy, which is a lot of our thoughts here, I do want you to see this. We go from the 3 of Swords to the 9 of Swords this week, which may to some be like, oh my goodness. But to me, I see progress, my friends. I see progress. So whatever has been hurting us in the past, because this is sort of like, it goes from our heart being hurt, our heart, like we've been feeling, and this is what I'm gonna say, because it's just right underneath this. I'm sort of like saying like you've been going through some sort of heartache or like tough situation, tough time in some manner. It's sort of like your heart just like it's just not in it here, and so it led here to the 9 of Swords. 9 of Swords is this fearfulness. It's sort of like you can't. I almost feel like this is actually a little bit more intense because it's like you don't want to get out of bed. And I hear ya. But I feel like a lot of this is also coming from mental exhaustion. And I know it's like, it's a big statement to say, but I feel like, yeah, I really do want to say that. It comes from, I almost want to say that for some of you, maybe not for all of you, but like insomnia a little bit, having trouble sleeping, like your thoughts are just kind of looping. Oh, that's like looping thoughts, as I'd love to call those. All stemming from some sort of hurt in the past, where you're just like that. Okay, so we have this energy, but I feel like you are taking a breather. You're almost opening up. You're like, you're ready for this cleansing to be done and over. And this is where it comes in here. And I do love these 2 energies. Now, these 2 could be actual people. Like it could be a Page of Pentacles, so someone younger or somebody who has young energy, that's kind of stable, kind of like, you know, who would say grounded. Then we have the Page of Wands here. Could be, again, younger energy, somebody who really wants to follow their dreams, very passionate. not necessarily like they got it going, like they really know what's going on. It's like they're still in their learning process, and it actually makes it even better because it's really fun. And so what I'm seeing here is, although I feel this energy very strongly here, I feel like there's this other energy here, which could be, for me, could be two people that are just going to kind of help you get out of here, maybe bring you to a celebration, or it could be that you're ready. This is a different new energy from you, coming from within you, balancing this out. And this Page of Pentacles energy for me is like, the page is always like a beginning kind of energy. So beginning energy of maybe finding something that you do love to do, like money, like how to get to money in some way. Or it could be that you're learning something, like studying something. For me, this is always like a kind of like a learning, studying energy. There's also I just got the vision of the everyday witches tarot in my head, and that's like somebody flipping it was like the page is flipping a coin. So it's sort of like trusting in taking a risk, if you will, like not even having a concrete plan, but rather just kind of taking it in on luck, if you will, or just kind of leaving it to the universe to decide. Now the Page of Wands energy here is like, yeah, you have something that you're interested in. It could be like an idea. It feels like an idea that's not fully formulated, but you're starting to take interest in it. And I feel like that's the energy here as well. It could be something that you're passionate about. You don't really, it's not planned out, it's not concrete, it's not like this isn't it, but you don't need it to be this week. I don't want you to like feel like, oh my goodness, I have to have like a million to-do goals. This is a week where if you can, and this is what I'm going to say to you, if you can, just kind of have fun with it. Just have fun with everything. Allow yourself to have this kid-like mentality, and also like a beginner mentality. Yeah, when you're a beginner, you don't expect anything. You just know that I'm learning as I go. And to balance, and it's here, I guess, to balance this, which is again like a lot of mental energy here, you need some grounding, which is the earth. So grounding yourself a little bit, maybe meditation might be good, something or even practical, something practical. Sometimes I even say just exercising. I do the best, like when I'm feeling stuck with a problem, I have to actually physically move. Like I walk, or like I need to do the motion. That clears me, it grounds me a lot. The Page of Wands here is, again, sort of allowing your creativity here. And so that's creativity and passion, but not trying to constrict it. I hope that makes sense. I'm like, sometimes I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense. And this is the energy for, yeah, repetitive cycle. This is the energy for love. So this could be, this is this heavier energy for love, because you're going through some sort of cycles, but you're almost at the end of it. And that's why I feel like that it's coming to an end. And so I wouldn't focus so much. I would focus on this, the new beginnings energy here. Repetitive cycles, notice it, learn from it. We repeat cycles for a reason, because we need to learn from them. And then look at that. And then so you're digging deep. This week is about digging deep. What are you digging deep for? You're digging deep because all these things, for some of you, it might even be causing a little bit health issues, where we kind of hold on to a lot of the emotions we don't actually feel. We think we're feeling them, but what we're feeling is the avoiding of feeling them, and it feels really uncomfortable. It's a world of difference, and I know. So we need to kind of I feel like you're flushing out your system. You're flushing out your emotions. You're flushing it out, because this cycle needs to come to an end, because you're ready for a new one. And that's why I feel like there's this cause for celebration. I really do. I can't even say it. I'm like, yes, I know these are heavy cards, but I don't the energy feels very much uplifted, and it feels like, nope, I see the potential for new things. I can feel that that's what you're doing. And we just needed to get rid of this, because this energy's gotta go, my friends, because it's no longer there. I feel like it's been there for too long. Let's see what advice we have for the collective of group 3 for this week. Clear. I love you spirit. It's like, oh, you just gotta love it. Okay, so clear. As energy sensitive beings, we are often transmute energy that we encounter from all of the places that we go and people that we meet. Focus on clearing out what isn't innately yours, and that might be that energy, because it doesn't, like, I feel that energy, and the energy that I'm feeling is very much optimistic, uplifted, and it just feels like the potential is there. So if we need to clear, maybe it might not even be yours, or it might be yours from the past that we're just digging up. It is like recently there was a full moon, so that always, when there's moon energy, when moon energy is intense, which it is, the moon brings up, I almost want to say it like, when you drag the, like, from the lake there, they come out, whatever it is, like sometimes they drag out bodies and stuff, like you find whatever it is, that I feel like what you've been suppressing is coming to the surface because you need to clear it out. And I feel that that's this week, because I feel it. I don't feel, I usually feel like the energy, and I feel like you're like, nope, optimistic, there's good things coming your way. So go with that. See what other fortune cards we have for you. All right, we have knowledge is power. Yep, and that's the learning, the Page of Pentacles. Maybe you want to take up some books about something that you're interested in. I don't even know. It could be even about like healing, whatever, if you want to, like, how to heal. I almost feel like, for some of you, establish healthy boundaries, yes, especially because this feels like this is my empath pile. And so I feel like you've been taking on other people's energy, because like I said, that energy doesn't feel yours. This heavy energy just doesn't feel like it's not there for me. So you need to maybe establish this boundary. And so knowledge is power, maybe learning how to set up boundaries, like in energetic boundaries is what I want to say. So I hope you like this reading. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe if you like it. It just helps the channel grow. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for like letting me do your cards. I really, like, I feel honored. Believe me, I actually have a lot of fun doing pick a card. So thank you. Yeah, and just come back where I'm doing more pick a cards. I go through phases, but I like to try to be diligent about it. Okay, enough of my jibber jabber. Thank you so much for being here. I'm sending you so much love, so much light, and until I see you in the next one, bye bye, my dear.